welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. And Lorelei, it is so good to see you. I love you. I've just been, my love, heart, and soul has been going out to you every day, and you know that. And I just thank you for being here. And why don't we just start off with just hearing from you?
You're unmuted now. Whoops.
Well, life has obviously been quite a roller coaster, at least over here. The illusion of fear and lack, and knowing that we're in this time of awakening, the planet is awakening and the earth is speaking to us. And, you know, it's interesting how people say when we get back to normal, because it's a new normal, whatever that is, and nobody's got the playbook on this. So I'm just doing my best to share whatever messages I have to share, but I have, you know, certainly felt a lot of the challenges myself around what's happening. And yet I do know that things happen for us, not to us, but it's been a challenging road to live that and to implement that now. And I'm loving watching people stepping up to expanded levels of expression and service, and it's really a beautiful thing to behold, how we're all being called out and we're all being exposed. And I've been exposed in looking at myself and doing sort of a life review, and you know, looking at some things and going, wow, that's something you really need to shift. So I'm doing my best to sort of welcome this shift and to be part of whatever's next.
Well, that's beautiful. And I think that we're all feeling that way. What is next for us? What does the shift mean for us individually and then as a collective?
Yeah.
And it's been interesting. I have a website, URL that I own called Redefining Normal. And I've had people offering so much money for that URL because we're redefining normal right now. And my first book was In Search of Normal, and then Redefining Normal is the URL. And that, because people keep trying to get it, I keep getting offers for that website or the URL. I'm thinking that must supposed to be the next book I write. And the other one that I was working on, I'm shelved, and that'll be the next one. So very, very interesting. Today is April 11th. 11, the universal day of 11 is a master number. I think a lot of you know that. It's a gateway number. It is karma. It's the number of karma. It's the number of creation. Typically, you do not reduce down the number 11, but if you did, it's about relationship and balance. And so I think all of that fits with what's going on. It's also the universal, universal date, not just day, but date, if you add it up as a 10. And the 1 is creation, new beginnings, and the 0 is the Alpha and Omega, and of course reduces down to 1, new beginnings. So everything today is about new beginnings moving forward. And those are numbers that are meaningful, very meaningful to me, because my dad transitioned on a 10-day and date. When you add it up, it was a 10. And then my granddaughter, my great-granddaughter, was born a month ago on the 11th. So she's 1 month old today. And of course, she's the most amazing child that's ever been born. and I get to see her every single day. So I'm not missing a whole lot. I mean, I'm missing holding her, but I get to see her every single day. So that's what's going on in the universe. And I want to know astrologically what's going on. And we're going to talk about numbers today. What numbers are you seeing? What has been really, you get that feeling, you see a number, something relates to you, it makes you go, huh, what is that? And you get this feeling, this internal hit. So I want to know what you're feeling. Real quick though, I want to make a couple of announcements. One is Andrew had a great idea for Mary or somebody to show how they're making masks. And so we'll get a pattern and we'll do that sometime this week. And then tomorrow for Easter, Julie and John Doyle are going to come on and talk about forgiveness. And that is a big topic right now, because I see a lot of division and anger from some people, and other people are going, they recognize that this is awakening. This is a big leveling, leveling the playing field. It's a recalibration of the earth. So we're seeing that. We've got to make sure that while this recalibration is happening, the shift is happening, that we stay in a state of forgiveness and don't go there. And it's hard. It is a challenge. So they're going to talk about that tomorrow for Easter. And I welcome that. So Lorelei, do you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Well,
cosmic weather-wise?
The sort of the backdrop of a lot of what's going on has been what astrologers have been talking about for a few years now, in that the planet Saturn and Pluto, Saturn being the planet of reality and structure, and Pluto being the destroyer and the breaking down, what we're seeing is the breakdown of outer structures and inner structures in terms of this opportunity to rebuild. And so, every one of us in our own way, I'm sure, and the collective is experiencing this, what that looks like for each of us and how we define that. And things that we've counted on are crumbling. And out of the ashes is the rise of the phoenix, of course. And then what's added to that is that Jupiter, which is the planet of growth and expansion, and also optimism, has joined the planet of power. So even with the breakdown that's occurring there, Jupiter, no matter what energy sign it's in, always brings an optimism and a hope and a faith. So by each of us, I think, being willing to sort of step up and being responsible for our own power and how we want to express that, the collective is going to benefit. There's no question that this is a time of great awakening. I mean, the earth is awakening, each one of us is awakening, and it's really our choice in terms of how we work with that. Right now, in terms of today, we're now in the disseminating moon. That's the phase that comes after the full moon, and disseminating moon is always the time to share what we know, to get a perspective on things. Moon is in Sagittarius, which is why I'm wearing red. So, and Sag always brings a certain degree of optimism again and hope. And so, perhaps, and it's interesting, of course, this very significant time of Passover and the crucifixion and the resurrection, that 3-day period of rolling the rock away from the tomb. I believe, we all have an opportunity to sort of reemerge into a new way of being, into a resurrecting our soul, resurrecting parts of us. Again, digging way down deep for what are we made of and how are we going to use that to serve the collective as well as ourselves.
That's beautiful. And, I think that the awakening that we're all a part of right now has, it feels like it's been forced upon us because we weren't listening. And the reports around the world of how the globe, Lorelei, is already responding, as far as climate change. People are seeing the climate because everybody's forced inside. So the climate is changing right now, and it feels like you said Pluto is the breaking down.
The
Did I get that?
destroyer, right? The death, rebirth, and transformation.
Okay, all right, and we're seeing that, and it's like we weren't paying enough attention. You know, we get caught up in our own worlds, and it's kind of forced upon us. And all these things that I'm seeing, these good things like that, are amazing me when I hear these reports on how our world is already starting to change, you know, and it's improving. So if you don't believe me, I'll prove it to you, is what I keep hearing. So, yeah, this is in alignment with everything that is happening right now. Lorelei, do you have any numbers that you have been seeing?
Well, I see the 111 all the time. Whether it's 111, and I set my clocks 10 minutes ahead, so I actually get to see 111 or 1111 twice because I see it in my time of 10 minutes ahead, and then I see it in real time. So, of course, new beginnings. One other thing I wanted to say about the Saturn Pluto, they come together usually every 38 years or so, but the last time they converged or were conjunct, as we call it, in Capricorn was in 1517 when Martin Luther left the Catholic Church. So again, we're all having an opportunity to see where things that defined us don't define us anymore. And where are we giving our power, and where are we giving, you know, to what are we giving our authority?
You know, in this awakening, I have been giving my power to, I don't have the strength to do this. I've been giving power to that because I have, you know, this last year, I've had a couple of surgeries, and it's left me weakened more than I've ever been. And I've been allowing that instead of transforming that. And I really realized that. So I have started embracing, get your butt out and get moving more. And yeah, it's not going to be easy, and you can't do it at the pace you did before, but you can do something. And that's, I didn't realize I was doing that.
I think that's reflective of what a lot of folks are. I mean, we're having an opportunity to revisit the deepest, darkest recesses of who we are, as well as what we can, you know, what we can aspire to and what we can hope for. But again, we've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that whole, you know, we're all one, which we're hearing, which we tout and believe, we're really getting an opportunity to see that, you know, we are all in this together in a way that I don't think any of us probably could have imagined.
I have been seeing, and this is one thing that I was going to post, and I'll just share it very briefly, a vision that keeps reoccurring of the golden calf. And I keep seeing all around the golden calf, people throwing money in the air, and it's coming down, and people are partying and sinning and all of this. And then you look up and you see Moses on Mount Sinai, and he's holding the 10 Commandments and just shaking his head. And I keep seeing that. And so I watched the 10 Commandments last night, and this vision keeps reoccurring. So what has become important to people, I think, are the wrong things. We've kind of gotten taken off our track. Do you see that?
I mean, I didn't have the golden calf vision, but I certainly would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it keeps coming. It keeps repeating. It's looping for me. And then the other night, Lorelei, I had, which I've shared with everybody, I kept having the song Hallelujah playing. And there are times that it gets so loud that I have to do this. And it's not actually playing, but in my in a clairaudient way, it is playing, and I keep hearing, and then it comes to this big, huge crescendo where I can't even sleep, and then it will die down. And I see that decisions that are being made in the country are following the noise that I'm hearing. And so I'm just staying away from it, just knowing, okay, a decision's being made, but then sometimes they'll make a different decision and the music will go down. So I don't even have to watch the news because I can hear the music and I don't have to even look at what's going on. It's been an interesting couple of things that have been happening to me and visions that I've been getting.
I mean, I wonder if other folks on the call here have been having any kind of visions or lucid dreaming or.
Yeah, I want to hear from Andrew.
Here we go. I do agree that you know, we've been living in a place of fear, and so whatever has been going on for the past couple of decades, number of years, probably a century now.
Yeah.
It's more of a fear, and we people have been feeding into the fear, and with what's going on now, it's the nature telling us to take a step back and get back to our roots, get back to how we originally were many like centuries ago, even before we had all this stuff that's going on. I mean, it's almost like we're in another rebirth of enlightenment going on at this time, because we had the Enlightenment age. I think it was in the 15th. The Renaissance time, I believe, was the Enlightenment age. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like we have this cycle, and so we have people like us, the light workers, that are bringing forth, but also we have nature and the energy around also telling us, okay, wake up. We need to do something, because you know it needed to be forced. What's happening? But anyway,
yeah, we weren't listening. We weren't paying attention.
Yes.
So I agree with that. Okay. Who else? Just go ahead and raise your hand. And Ferris, are you looking, folks? Or? Yes. Taryn, can you unmute yourself? Hi.
I don't know what I have to do to unmute myself.
Oh, okay. Well, we can do it for you. It's in the,
Okay.
yeah.
I got you there.
I got a question, and that is my sister sent me something that she copied out of a newsletter that came to her. An imaginary letter from this virus written by some woman that I don't know, Christine Flint or something like that. And I thought that was very good. And my brother sent out I don't know, a long paragraph or something of what he has been thinking about. What I had just been saying to people was, well, I wonder if this is Mother Earth putting a stop to the activity of human beings that's been giving her a fever and things like that. And so all this sort of, it goes along with your statement of the positive results from this virus. And I was wondering if there's some way to email this thing from my brother and my sister to you or something like that.
Email it to, if you reply to the email that you get, then
Okay.
Ferris will get, well, we both get it.
Uh-huh.
We'll both get it.
Okay.
So send it. I would love to read it.
Yeah, I'll send you that stuff. But my brother is saying that what he's been feeling for weeks is that this is going to, the world is going to be a different place when this is all over with. And he thinks that it's going to be something positive. It's going to be a hard time to go through, and a lot of people are going to die, but in the end, it's going to result in a better state of affairs than was.
And I'm in agreement with that. That's what I'm getting. But we will not be the same. It'll be generations.
And yesterday I saw there was some organization. There's some of them that are putting out things on the internet for people to not trying to influence people's opinions, but of something to watch while you're sitting around the house, that kind of thing. And there was one of them that it was on Leonard Cohen's poetry, and there was saying how many people through the world were listening to Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah at that particular time. And, it was some 100 and some odd people were listening to it. And I thought,
Of course,
you'd be interested to hear that.
and what's so unique about that, Taryn, is because I've been hearing it, I wonder if when people are playing it, if that's when it's getting so loud.
Yeah, I don't know.
Too, that might be influencing it, because sometimes it'll be deafening to me. So is it giving people comfort? I guess that's what's happening.
I don't know, but it must be, well, it's bound to be something that's having a positive influence, But anyway, that's what I wanted to. Last time I was on here, I wanted to say those very things that I just said to you, but I couldn't get anybody's attention. I was waving my hand, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do to.
Okay, well, we'll try and watch for that a little better.
So is there something you can do to?
Yes, you raise your hand underneath on the bottom. If you hover over the bottom, you'll see where it says participants. Click on that, and then chat, and that'll come up over on the side. And then underneath the participants, there's a hand.
I don't see anything under participants. It just says 22 participants, and there's a couple.
Well, you have to click on that.
Oh, if you click on that, I see chat over here, 2 places to the right of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just click on those things and it'll open up. If you're on a computer, open up on the right side.
I'm talking to you now, I don't need to do that, but
okay.
Anyway,
we're going to put up a splash page. I haven't created it yet, but we're going to put up a splash page so that I got this idea from Theo that shows you how to raise your hand. So we'll be doing that.
So that'll be much better.
Yeah.
I also want to say I have nothing whatsoever to do with Facebook, so you won't find me on that.
Okay.
Good for you.
That's why we're putting things in email as much as we can too. So we'll try and do it both ways. Well, thank you so much. Are you getting any numbers?
I'm not. I haven't been, lately, and I've been having a hard time to remember my dreams, which has not been true most of my life. I've got thousands of dreams written down, and sometimes I had as many as 9 dreams in one night, but now, I'm having a hard time to remember any. But 11 attracted my attention on this, because if I come up with a number in my dreams, it adds up to 11. Almost
Wow.
always. Whatever that signifies.
Does this mean anything to you? This was just something that came through really strong. Forget what you think you know. For the dreams, you're not being able to remember. Forget what you think you know.
Oh,
And there's like a new awakening. I don't know why, but it just came through really strong
know.
for me.
Yeah, I just I have felt like I was being demoted because I've always, you know.
I think it's not demoted. I think that you're being held.
or maybe trying too hard.
Anyway,
Okay, well, thank you.
anyway, that's all I got to say about it right now.
Thanks,
And
Darren.
well, I would when you know I would appreciate being able to get some kind of a record written down or to see of what the of all the stuff you've been seeing and hearing things, and I would like to know what that is. The basically, I mean, you said there was things that you weren't going to write down, but whatever you are willing to share with people, I would like to have a copy of that in the end, you know.
Okay, well, I'm figuring out how I'm supposed to share that information.
Yeah.
So I will definitely do that.
Okay, that's
Okay, well, thank you so very much.
Thanks, Darren.
okay.
I'm
Bye.
gonna mute you back here.
Okay, who else has anything that they want to share? And I'll do group view. So if you have
Can
to.
I play devil's advocate here?
Yeah.
For a minute, or maybe angel's advocate. We've been talking about how maybe the earth is saying, okay, wake up, pay attention. You've been screwing up. You got to change your ways. If you take a look at history, right now is probably the most peaceful time worldwide in world history. Maybe what we should look at is things are not as bad as you think they are. But they can be better.
I think that we're being shown what peace feels like again.
Well, the thing is, we actually know what peace feels like. It feels like this. But yeah, maybe we're just being shown, pay attention. This is real. It can be this good.
I think with the hustle and bustle, though,
yeah,
we forget.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, with the hustle and bustle, we forget what peace feels like, and we're being forced to feel it again. And there are people that they said they're taking time to read, like, and they haven't been able to had time to read for years, or writing or painting, or just spending more time meditating, or they're doing yoga again. They're doing things that they haven't had the time in this 24-hour world, where we're working 24/7. So yeah, I agree. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Ferris? I love that.
I'm apropos of nothing, but it must be something I just read just before we started. 3M is suing a distributor of theirs for selling their N95 mask for $6 a piece when 3M lists them at $1 a piece.
Wow.
So the manufacturer is, the big guys are suing the distributor for not doing it right.
Wow.
I thought that was rather refreshing.
Yes.
We always expect the worst from the big guys.
Well, that just gave me more respect for them. It's a
Yeah.
company I've always loved, but
Well, me too, but that was just because they made all the good tapes.
that's probably why I liked them too. Okay. Anybody else have anything that you want to share? Gail.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Gail?
I am great, thank you. Following up on what was just said a few moments ago about looking at what's going on from a different perspective. Last night I watched this video. It turned out to be quite disturbing, and I'm not a person that easily gets disturbed, but I was really disturbed by this video. So I was having dreams last night, and when I woke up this morning and everything, I never had so many biblical scriptures come to me in one night as I did last night. And the final ones that came to me in the morning was, this is how we separate the wheat from the shaft. So this is the process. It feels uncomfortable, I understand, but this is the process of separating the wheat from the shaft and all. And then the last thing that I got was, don't look back, which is from the Old Testament too, which is interesting and all. In other words, focus on what you want and stop looking at the past, on what's been happening or even what's going on now, which brings me to the point of we understand that we're energy beings. We're all energy and information. And we know that what we put our attention to or our awareness on, the energy flows. And that's what manifests in our life and everything. You can't look at what you don't want and what you do want at the same time. You have to make a choice. We're always making choices in our life, every single moment of our life and all. So basically what I was told was, you know what, continue to look forward. Don't waste your time looking back anymore on what's going on or what's happened in the past. We're creating the new world. If you're creating the new world, create the world the way you really want it. So continue to look forward as we're moving forward. We're ascending, we're manifesting the life in the world that we want. And it's individual and collective at the same time. But if you're going to ascend and everything, don't ascend dragging this old stuff with you, because you won't ascend for one thing. So it's important to be aware, consciously aware. We're being forced to be conscious, live in the conscious moment, each moment, recognizing the choices we're making with all the words and thoughts and feelings that we have. So be consciously aware and make that choice in each moment to put your energy to what you want out of life: joy, abundance, prosperity, love, compassion, creativity, and all of these things and everything, not what you don't want. So don't be moved by what's happening in the world. Don't look at the small picture and all. Just stay focused on what you want to move towards. That's the end goal. You want to manifest heaven on earth? Focus on all these things that represent heaven on earth, and we'll all get there. We have, from what I understand, there was a global meditation that took place, and they say, surprisingly, they had 1 billion people participate holding the same energy in one moment. And that grows exponentially when we're doing that.
Yeah, that was on 444.
Yes, it was on 444, exactly, and all. So that's what I got out of this. And I was sharing videos for a while and all, and I realized this morning I can no longer share these videos of what's happening and the crooked things that are evil stuff that's going on in the world. I can't share those videos anymore and have my focus on what I really want. So I'm not sharing videos anymore. So that's my take on it.
That's beautiful. And I'm an activist. So balancing being an activist to what I know, to my knowing that the world is going through a great healing, a great awakening, a rebalancing. All of that is so big. And yet there's a part of me that says, okay, I've still got to act, because you can be part of the change. And I think of Lorelei and I went to see Marianne Williamson's presentation that she did at a church in Atlanta. We went together, and what sticks with me every day, every single day, and I've said this before, is, you know, the government didn't decide to give women the vote, the people rose up. You know, the slavery didn't end because the government decided, the people rose up. So the people must rise up, so you can be a voice and still do it in love, to keep that balance. And that's been a real, you know, trying to figure it out, just getting, like Lorelei was saying, you know, really being truthful with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and beautifully said. And you know what's funny? Not funny. I've been saying on all of these calls, Gail, if you've been joining us, I keep getting biblical references, passages that I haven't heard in years, and it's speaking loudly. And so I've been writing them down. And last night, the wheat from the chaff, that was one of the things that, you know, that Moses was talking about. And don't look back is another one. These are all that I've been given. That's why I went back and watched Moses, or the 10 Commandments. And then let my people go is another one that kept getting me. And I hear that in song, in verse.
Right.
I've been hearing that a lot. And then the kingdom of God is within.
Well, see, there's confirmation.
Yeah,
We're getting
and then
the same
I
thing.
am. When Moses, you know, went to the mountain, you know, I am, what, God, what do we call you? I am
that I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And so all of that, I'm just getting goosebumps all over. And when you started speaking, I just like, confirmation
both ways.
Yep. Yeah.
Good.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think it's so beautiful to hear from you. Thank you. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else want to share?
Mary, what you got?
I was just going to add that a couple of things that have been coming up with me lately are some old songs too, that we used to sing in the choir long time ago. And one of them was written by a fellow who is our music director for a while. We borrowed him from the Naval Academy, and he was just outstanding. And he wrote this song called "Come Walk with Us," and it's eerily putting us right where we are right now in a way that's just really beautiful. And I'm going to try and find the full words for it, and then put it on our Facebook or whatever, wherever I'm supposed to put it. And then the other one that keeps coming up is "On Eagle's Wings." And I don't know if you know that one.
That's a familiar one.
That one, it talks about he will lift you up on eagle's wings, fly you up into the sky. And then it just talks about no matter what your trouble is, you'll be lifted up if you just remain, have faith. And you can take that in any way. It doesn't have to be religious faith.
Right.
Have faith in yourself. Have a faith what's inside you. And those are two that have just been going round and round with me. They're exceptionally beautiful. So I will try to find the words for the "Come Walk with Us," because it is gorgeous. I actually recorded that one time with him on a reel. They had real records back then, but I don't have any idea where that is. But I hope to find.
I'd love to hear it.
You won't hear it, but
No.
find the words if I can. Thanks.
Thank you. Are you seeing any numbers?
I'm not seeing really any numbers since the other day. So
okay. 1111 keeps appearing everywhere for me.
Mm-hmm.
So gateway, it's our gateway.
Cindy, this is Bernadette.
Hi,
I keep getting
Bernadette.
the 111s. I've gotten them for years, and you know, I'm kind of like the same way. I'll look in, see 111, and then, you know, I'll see. It's just constant. And like I said, the messages I've been getting is this is the people's time to pause and really figure out who they are. Because as you get to know yourself and you start to love yourself, which is the big thing, and I think a lot of people who are alone are lonely, not realizing that they have everything they need inside themselves not to be. So when you can learn to love yourself, you know, we were talking about nurturing ourselves, then you don't feel that need to constantly have somebody with you. You know, you just live in this state of joy and love for yourself, and then you're able to share that with other people. So I've been getting this, you know, go within, love yourself, nurture yourself. Now is your quiet time. Do what you want to do what you love, and just focus just on your moment of now. Right this moment. Are you safe? Are you healthy? Are you whole? And just do that with, you don't even have to think of past, present, just right this moment. It's just like totally present in this moment. Is everything well right now? And most people can say yes. And so when we live in that peace, it's just, life just falls that way because that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on we're well, we're healthy, we're, you know, I've got everything I need. We're in gratefulness. So we start vibrating at this really high vibration that we change the world just by being who we are without even having to do anything. And with me on Facebook, I've only posted ever anything that makes me smile or that is inspiring to somebody else, because that's what I want them to focus on. So that's what I do.
And when you said pause, I saw the pause symbol, which is 2 lines, which it looks like an 11.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And see, the thing is, I think I'm radiating that pause because to me, I don't feel like my life has changed at all. I retired a few years ago, and my life is just one of living in my joy at this moment. And so I'm still doing everything I love. I mean, I can't get all the girls together for tea parties, but I can take them, you know, some different teas. I can take them little snacks, you know, just do the stuff that I can do and still be in my joy. But I'm noticing now that people are quiet. They get bored. They're reaching out to people they haven't before, and they're having more of a connection. And we had lost this, especially in this electronic age. We had lost really talking to people. It was all text and Facebook. But to sit and give somebody your time, that is your most precious thing that you have. And God is giving us time to use as we see fit. So what do you love? Who do you want to inspire? Who haven't you talked to in forever that comes to your mind? If they come into your mind, it's for a reason. Call them. Maybe they're reaching out to you in a way that says, you know, I'm lonely. Whatever it is, let's be the change we want to see in the world. Let's be that positive light, and let's, you know, all my friends know if they ever want to call me, just call me. If I can't get the phone immediately, I will get back to them as soon as I can. But this is what we're here to do. We're here to be that light for others. So
I just got, you know, be the love you want to see in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bernadette, one of the things that is one of my primary focuses right now is watching my granddaughter Sarah embrace motherhood, and watching the love form with this little life, the bonding. She doesn't even want Katie to be picked up by her husband. She wants her all to herself. But watching her become a mother and discovering things and discovering this little girl and what her things are, what she likes and what she doesn't like, and how she pays attention to that. And it's just pure love. And you know what she does? I would have never thought of this, Nana, and this little baby does this, and she's sharing these, the simplest little things that we forget to take the time to pay attention to. And
Right.
so I just sit there and I just watch them.
And I love that we're given this time to pay attention.
Yeah.
It's to figure things out. It's to say, okay, is this making me happy? And if it's not, how am I going to change it?
Yeah.
Or, it's time for us to basically create our heaven on earth.
Yeah.
If something isn't working, let it go and do something else. I just love this time. I see it as totally positive. The virus came to not only help the earth, but to help each one of us. Everything in life serves us.
Mm-hmm.
So it came to give us pause, to give us calm, to let us go within, because as we change ourselves inside, our outside world will change.
Yes.
As within, so without. And that's how I changed my life. And I think that's what everybody's given a chance to do.
Yeah. Beautifully said. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Any numbers anybody seeing or anything that you want to share?
Susan, did you have something? I thought I saw your
Speaking
hand.
of Cher, hi, Cher. It's so good to see you.
You're unmuted, Susan.
Yes. Yes, thank you. I am. Do I echo at all? Because I'm going to move to another room that doesn't echo so much. A comment. I'm somewhat new to this group, etc. But I have to share that I've had a series of dreams the past several nights. And can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. My battery is telling me it's getting low. I'm going to plug in right now and move. And in these dreams, it's very, very curious. Sometimes it's like you get stuck in a corner of your mind or whatever as you dream, and you seem to keep visiting a particular general area that you visited, say, the night before. And in these dreams, I continue to get paid for a job that I'm not doing any longer. And I don't know if it's a commentary on my life or a commentary on, I don't know, social programs or something, at a global level. I simply don't know what it means. But I have had this for the past three or four nights, and I had it yet again last night. So I just wanted to throw it out. I really don't have any profound thoughts about what it means, or if it even relates to the other dreams that have been shared today. I'll simply put it out there.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you said the dreams are all about social programs that you...
Well, I'm wondering, because I'm retired and I'm a federal retiree, whether it's a commentary on the fact that these social network or nets that many of us have been given may not be there in the future, or I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not really certain what that might mean, because I'm no longer doing that job. Yeah. Or maybe it's simply a personal calling, because I am looking for my next purpose to serve, that I'm being told, well, whatever you did before is not what you will do in the future. I really don't know. It's a series of curious dreams that I continue to return to.
Beautiful.
If
I get any hits on that, I'll let you know.
I got something when she was saying that she was getting paid for a job she no longer did. What downloaded for me was We live in an abundant universe, and there is more than enough. You will, if you are grateful,
That's
you
what
will
I'm wondering.
always get. You will be taken care of, like you will have enough. That's what I got. So, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. And Lorelei, I saw your hand
Thank
up.
you.
I saw
You're
you put it down.
freezing on me as you're commenting. But my
Lorelei,
Yes.
what was it? I saw your hand go up for a moment and then,
Oh, no, it didn't go up.
oh, it didn't. Oh, okay.
I was just listening to Susan.
Okay. All right. Do you
I
want
would
to
agree
comment
with-
about that?
I would agree with what Bernadette said. I think, Susan, your level of faith in whatever's next, even if you don't know what it is, it's exactly, you're being held, you're being taken care of, you're being cradled in the abundance of the universe. And it could seem that abundance has gone away, but it really hasn't. We're just having an opportunity to sort of discover what true abundance really is, that the earth, in terms of the plants and the trees and the herbs and all of that, are still in abundance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great interpretation because, as you know, Lorelei, I am a Capricorn, and we do feel limited by abundance. And so it's clearly suggesting that my attitude towards abundance needs and will expand. So these are very beautiful thoughts. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Susan. Okay, anybody else have anything to share? Well, it's so good to have everyone here today. I don't want to take up your whole day. We're trying to keep this for, to less than an hour. And Lorelei's kitty's right there.
Yeah.
Did I hear a puppy?
No.
Or maybe she's at the door. And this has been beautiful today. I've loved this conversation. The confirmation of everything that I'm getting and everybody else is getting the same thing. You can't get more confirmation than that. I just love it. Any final thoughts that anybody has before we head out for the day?
Have fun today. Do something that inspires you, that you love. Make that your goal for every day. Do one thing that you love. I think that would be great.
Where are the birds? I'm hearing a bird. Is that from you?
They're in the background.
Yeah, Bernadette's outside.
Yeah, I'm outside. I'm sitting and watching. I'm looking at, behind me is a lake, and it's just, I'm in Florida, and the area that we live in, Leesburg, it's, we have a house in Leesburg and one in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, but this one, the weather is perfect. It's nice and sunny. And I just come out here and eat my breakfast and just enjoy.
Gorgeous.
So.
All right, everybody. Well, I love you so much. Thank you for joining us tomorrow. It's going to be at the same time, and we are going to have if they can get their internet working, hopefully they can get it working properly. But John and Julie will be here, and all of you, and we will share. We will share our thoughts on forgiveness. So we will see you tomorrow. And I think that's really perfect for Easter Sunday. So, and I thought it would be really fun if everybody brings a little bit of wine and we can just do a little communion together.
There you go.
Why not? Right?
Sure.
It's Easter Sunday. So we'll do a little communion together with a little wine.
Bread.
And a piece of bread and wine, because the bread was the.
Well, I usually don't eat bread, but I guess I'll have to get some.
or your crackers or something.
No
whatever.
almond crackers, Cindy.
No.
You're not sure.
Yeah.
We'll
it is the almond crackers that
pass
I
on
had
that
the
one.
reaction to.
You don't have to eat it.
on
It's
the
just the symbolism, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you, Lorelei, for finally coming on.
You're welcome.
I'm unmuting everybody here.
So happy to see
Okay.
everybody.
All right. I love you all. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Yes, yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Everybody.
Thank you,
See you
Cindy.
tomorrow. Happy